The Irish government is too afraid to stand up to Elon Musk.
What if we use Grok to make nudie pictures of Simon Harris and put them on billboards all over the country? I appreciate that image is going to burn everyone's retinas, but it might force them to act. X's data controller for the whole of Europe is an Irish company. That means the supervisor for the whole of Europe is the Irish DPC, Data Protection Commissioner. A huge chunk of X's corporate reportings go through the CRO in Ireland. CRO, Companies Registration Office. The Irish version of Companies House. When Simon Harris prances into the Dáil and refuses to do anything about big tech, it's not just Irish lives that are affected. We house the monsters for the whole of the European Union. Actually, correction, X in Ireland is the headquarters for Europe, the Middle East and Africa. Since 2019, X has claimed over €250 million in tax credits from the Irish government. And it uses the intellectual property racketeering to transfer billions of taxable revenue away from other tax collectors. They use us to skirt the IRS. This company that houses over $8 billion in transferred assets in our tiny little nation only has a team of about 100 people in Dublin. They fired everyone when Elon took it over. They had 500 people working at Twitter in Dublin. Now they have 100 working at X. Has Simon Harris ever once commented on that massive layoff of Irish labour? The X headquarters is located in Dublin on a street named Fenian Street. In 2022, X had €35 million a year in labour costs. In November 2022, Elon took over the platform and sent all of the Irish employees the notorious email titled Fork in the Road, where he gave Irish employees 48 hours to click yes on an email poll that said to confirm if they wished to work at New Twitter. If you didn't respond to the email, it was an acknowledgement of your decision to resign. In Ireland, if you resign, you don't get social welfare. That didn't just lock these employees out of their employee benefits, but their state benefits also. What a horrible, shriveled, sad little man. Now we have a government that seems hell-bent on protecting him. But we also have a lot of people who were laid off and remember that email. One such employee, Gary Rooney, took X to the Labour Relations Commission in 2024 and he was awarded €500,000 for unfair dismissal. This company sucks. They add no value to the Irish economy. Musk is the biggest benefit scrounger. His operation in Dublin costs the Irish taxpayer at every step of its operation. Apart from the lost tax because of our desire to shield these companies from what they should pay, apart from the low corporation tax and the tax credits, and the intellectual property and research and development racketeering, apart from all of that, we also had to pay social welfare for all of these laid off people. And now they're clogging the courts. This latest product offering from Musk, an AI that will remove children's clothing, is still not enough for Simon Harris to question these relationships. Let me show you some research. Simon Harris, you better pay attention. This is research done by the Centre for Countering Digital Hate, published last week by the New York Times. Since his announcement in December, Grok has generated approximately 3 million sexualized images. 2,300 of those depict children. My brother in Christ, that announcement was on the 31st of December. I am recording this video on the 30th of January. 3 million! In 1 month? Fucking hell. Images per minute in an 11-day period. 190. The CEO of the Centre for Countering Digital Hate put it exactly right. I quote him, "This represents industrial scale exploitation of women and girls and boys and everybody else." Industrial scale sexual exploitation. These figures are 1 month, Simon. Deferring to the EU is not acceptable at all. You let these people pitch their tent on Fenian Street. The Council for Civil Liberties describes Ireland as the worst bottleneck for GDPR enforcement against big tech. The German data protection watchdog is complaining that they have sent more than 50 complaints about WhatsApp to Ireland, none of which have been closed to date. It's us. We're the problem. We are the ones refusing to tax and regulate these fucking predators. There's no justification for that. There is no brown envelope big enough for a sitting Taoiseach to be okay with 3 million non-consensual sexualized images being created in 1 month, while continuing to allow this company avoid its global tax obligations and hide billions of assets in our country. Send them home, get them out, put them on the next private jet. €244 million tax credit we gave them in 2019. Ireland is funding the creation of this dystopia. X's behaviour is cause for serious concern, but so is the Irish government's. When we have structural and regulatory power to fight these guys, and a government who is deciding not to. My joke at the beginning of this video about making explicit images of Simon is a joke. It was rhetorical. I am not serious. Please don't do that. Because nobody should ever be subjected to this technology without consent. And as somebody who could very easily be made a victim of this technology, if they haven't already, I am very angry at my government for refusing to protect me, for giving him more money than they've put into education in Simon's entire tenure.